made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should understand. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should know. And it sounds strange, might sound foolish, but things they get better every day. Another bad victim to the beretta. Why is there so much violence killing me one another? Let us learn to love another that shine brighter. But influence to influence it to get slander. And father, man used to be the respected father. It's I know realize the times get harder. The darker night without the mind, I still live laughter. Circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. And everyone should know. Instead, when I try to cope, then myself there is hope. It seems like the biggest joke. And as I put on the gun, still the lads must run. I know when blind men can come. And me a jam and a cool one go back in a school. The system lick me. Here's no overdose. So I'm not from the slum. Take the little much we have still until we don't have it to show some love. When we get back here, we reply, circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? Circumstances made me what I am. And everyone should know. With a little crime, I'm a crime, I'm a crime too. Show out the boy with a heart, and that could you do? You know that finding death with a spit and whistle. 6 weeks have changed now. Me hearing me, so why so much violence? Too much violence. It hurts my soul, and I won't keep silent. Circumstances made me what I am. That was his reply. I cry. Circumstances made me what I am. Everyone should know. It sounds strange, might look foolish, but intended it better. Every day another one victim to the narrator. Why is there so much violence killing me one another? Let us learn to love and let that light shine brighter. But influence you influence you set this light.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Yeah, here we are again. Here we are again. Your brother, Anthony Brown, coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole, here in this beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, family. Here in the beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. And believe me when I tell you that it is beautiful. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here. Nor would I have said so. My brothers and sisters, is another God given day, and we give our God the thanks and the glory as usual to be amongst the living, to be sharing this time with our brothers and sisters, with our family all over the diaspora, all over North America. We welcome all our friends and family, our enemies and foes, um, who take the time to tune in and join us and to listen to us here on the Proven Truth. We welcome you all. We welcome you all. We have nothing here to hide. We don't hide nothing. We speak our mind. We speak the truth. And wherever the truth falls, so let it be. So let it rest. If you have an issue or a problem with the truth that we speak, look, you know what to do. You can come here, you can come on the show and rebut the truth. You can prove to us that what we are saying is factually false, and then we will, if you can prove that to be factual, we will apologize, and if needs be, we also too will pay restitution. For all who want to participate and exercise that right, that God-given right to let your voices be heard, the telephone number is 504-303-8922. Again, that phone number is 504-303-8922. Family, friends, you can listen to us by dialing on your device of choice. The number 712-432-7883. Again, you can listen to us. You don't have to watch us. You can listen to us by dialing 712-432-7883. You can also listen to us or check us out on the web, the World Wide Web, by going to www.radiogumbocreole.net. That's radiogumbocreole.net. We live stream this and every show on mainstream media. We live stream this and every show. One on the Facebook. You can check us out on the Facebook by going to Anthony Brown for Assessor. That's Anthony ANTHONYBROWN for FORASSESSOR 2017. To my Facebook family and friends, welcome, much love. You can also check us out on the YouTube. You can also check us out on the YouTube by going to The Proven Truth, The Proven Truth with your brother and host Anthony Brown. To my Facebook, to my YouTube family, much love, much love, much love, much love. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States. Who is your daddy? The United States Constitution, my family and friends. We, the people, not that one, all governments of rights originate with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses. Look, brothers and sisters, hold up. These documents, which we make reference to on a day-to-day basis, are not just document that's placed there on the shelf and supposed to stay on the shelf. No, these are documents that all elected officials, all politicians supposed to adhere to, and they're not. They're not adhering to these documents or to these principles, to these teachings, to these rules, to these laws that we the people establish for them. They are not. They are not doing that. And when you recognize that we the people need to stand up, not only November 6th of this year, or not only every 2, 4, or 10 year, or whenever the case is, when these people who is looking for empowerment, political empowerment, should you stand up and let your voices be heard, or should you take action? Man, we have a whole lot on our plate today. We have a whole lot on our plate. Be black, buy black, think black, and all else will take care of itself. Our ancestor, our brother, our teacher, our philosopher, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Family and friends, as you all know, we here in the Proven Truth, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. And it's because of that fact why we make reference to the heroes that came before us, the champions that came before us, the lovers of the race that came before us. We make mention of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Nanny from the Maroon, Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton, Maurice Bishop, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson, Harriet Tubman, Thomas Sankara, Samuel Markel, Bookman Duty, Toussaint Louverture, Jacques Dessalines. These are people who need to be mentioned or we need to keep in our mind on a day-to-day basis because of what they did, the sacrifice that they did. Look, these ancestors right here, family, did not just present themselves to we the people during election time. A matter of fact, these ancestors right here weren't elected official and choose not to be. Choose not to be. Okay? When you find yourself living in a territory like New Orleans, Louisiana, when you have black people who are in power, who only come around the masses when they are seeking elective office, you must then ask yourself, is this person truly genuine? Here we have, I was going through my news feed earlier this morning, or my emails earlier this morning. Here it is, you have that so-called black leader, Cedric Richmond, in a short while from now, going to be inviting that other Democratic, what's her name? Oh, my name just let me. Um, one of his colleague from Washington D.C. to come and speak here at Dillard University about certain things that, according to the information, that they were both working on Capitol Hill. Okay. Now, again, you have to ask yourself why it is only now that he chose to do something like this. And just so you all know, it's there in bold letters that this occasion will be free and open to the public. And I think that was done intentionally because of the fact that not only myself, but Mr. Belden Baptiste, Nuneman Baptiste, who is actually now officially a candidate on the ballot for November 6th, opposing Cedric Richmond. He is now officially on the candidate. He is now officially a candidate, my brothers and sisters. Nuneman Belden Baptiste is actually now officially a candidate on the ballot, going up against this so-called leader, this so-called black leader, Cedric Richmond. We're going to be having fun on that front. We're going to be having extremely fun on that front. Okay? Here it is. He's inviting, what's her name? Morel? No, what's her name? I'll soon tell you her name. Maybe I'll find the feed somewhere. He's inviting her to come and talk about, in my opinion, crap. In my opinion, crap. Now, this is what I want to focus on today as my main topic. I want to focus on something today as my main topic, family. When the condition is right for corruption, when the condition is right for corruption, what am I talking about? Here in this beautiful territory of New Orleans, look, let me tell you something, family. For those of you who don't know, your brother, I've lived all over the world. I've lived all over. I ain't gonna tell you all where I live. You know, that's none of your business. I ain't gonna tell you all. But I've lived all over the world. I've lived all over North America or all over the United States, right? I was actually born in the tropics. So in the tropics, the thermostat could be in the triple digits. It could be 100 degrees in the tropics, but of the because of the location of where the tropics is, and because of the land mass, you even when that sun is out, right, you still got that mountain breeze and that sea breeze. Even at 100 degrees, man, your black ass, my black ass falls asleep a lot of the time. Outside too. Not even in the house, just outside. Fall asleep. Underneath a tree or something. You see? One of the reasons why your brother fall in love with the territory of New Orleans was post Katrina. Post Katrina. I recognize that the climate, and that's why I always refer to it as a semi-tropical climate, even though we are in a temperate zone. You see what I'm saying? If you live in certain part of America, like on the East Coast, or even here on the West Coast, and again, sometime here in New Orleans too, right? The weather is such, or the condition of the weather is such, it's just downright unbearable, right? You got times when you actually come out here, and it's like if you just use a knife and cut the thickness of it's so muggy, or it's so humid, you could just use a knife and just cut it. Certain place on the East Coast, man, let me tell you, on the East Coast, when it's winter, you know it's winter. When it's summer, you know it's summer. When it's fall, you know it's fall. You actually got that actual change of weather, climate. You can feel it. Here in New Orleans, even through this past winter, the one before, but on the average, the temperature, the climate here, it's beautiful. It's mostly sunny, right? Rain now and then. It's of a tropical nature, and we don't have that seasonal transformation as other part of the country. So we don't have that seasonal transformation. We don't have that fluctuation like you would see in certain other parts of the country up north. North Dakota, South Dakota, Colorado, out east, California, out east, the Carolinas, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. You know, right here in the New Orleans, it's the climate is more or less constant. Okay, it's more or less constant. So even through the fall, you still have that semi-tropical. Even through the summer, you see what I'm saying? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The landmass itself is beautiful. Okay, the landmass itself is beautiful. The people, for the most part, listen to what I'm saying carefully. The people, for the most part, are pretty decent, genuine, nice people, just like all over the country, right? But the people, for the most part, here in New Orleans, Louisiana, are pretty decent, people. No, where we are having the problem, where the problem lies in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, is that small group of people, is that element. Now, again, mind you, this is something is this is I'm not speaking about something that was just or a phenomenal that just occurred 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. This is something when you check history, you can see that this is something that been sustaining itself for generations now. Okay, and that's why I said before, and I will continue to say that the level of cronyism and the level of political corruption here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, is woo, is deep rooted. Is deep rooted. Just imagine a tree. If a tree is infested with disease, and you go there and just cut off one branch off of that tree, or you cut the head off of the tree, did you cure the problem? No, the problem ain't cured. Why? Because the disease went into the trunk of the tree, went all down into the roots. So until you actually root that tree out of the earth, root it out, pull it out, pull the tree out by its roots, then burn it or destroy it, will you actually truly kill that infestation? You know, I'm talking about deep rooted infestation. I'm not talking about something that the farmer might choose to kill in pesticide or something like that. You know what I mean? You have beetles or something, you know, no. I'm talking about deep rooted. The level of political corruption here is deep rooted. The condition, therefore, is ripe for corruption because the level is deep rooted. Then it makes the candy. So every fruit that come off of that tree bears, when you bite into it, there is a certain fraction or element there for corruption, or that is exposed or can be exposed to corruption. Follow what I'm saying? Look, I hope I'm making sense to my brothers and sisters. I hope I'm making sense. Again, you have to forgive me because the way how I process and I think is not, some people would have an issue with it, to which I really don't care. But this is how I'm expressing myself. I have to draw scenarios or circumstances to explain what I'm saying, so maybe you can understand. Because when you're talking to certain group of people, when you're talking to certain educated people, when you're talking to certain people who have certain status in life, you have to at some point come back to earth, go back to basics, because they have been in the clouds for far so long. They have been out there in the clouds, and they have been out there with a certain elitist group of people that when we down here at the grassroots level speak, they don't understand what we are saying no more, right? But they cannot comprehend what we are speaking about. So that is the reason why we try to give our presentation or make our argument in such a way that if a 5-year-old kid should listen to us, they could comprehend what we are saying. It is because the condition is the condition that we here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, find ourselves in, or it is because of the condition that these elected officials are inclined to hug, to go to bed with. That is why it is so ripe for corruption. That is the reason why. Let me give you an example. If it wasn't for a corrupt person like Mitch J. Lange, if it wasn't for a corrupt person like Errol G. Williams, if it wasn't for a corrupt person like Etlin Sims Julian, Civil District Court, Division N, so-called judge. If it was for corrupt person like Paula Brown, Fourth Circuit Court of Appeal, if it was for a corrupt person like Bernadette Johnson, Chief Justice, Louisiana Supreme Court, if it was for a corrupt person like Cedric Richmond, Second Congressional District, Louisiana, so-called Black Caucus leader, if it was for all these corrupted people, right, then you wouldn't find companies like a civic source coming inside this territory right here of New Orleans, Louisiana, committing atrocities, and we the people bribing so much of the elected officials, and today still propagating theft, deception, and we the people. If it wasn't for all those corrupted, if the condition wasn't right for the corruption, let me give it to you another way. If here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, we had an honorable, independent, and rule of law abiding judiciary, if the judiciary, I'm speaking about all goddamn level, from the top, Bernadette Johnson come all the way down. If the judiciary in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, was unapproachable, or was without approach, we couldn't have a company like Civic Source here operating in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. The condition, it's ripe for corruption, for greed, for corruption in the judiciary. If it wasn't for a criminal, a corrupted criminal like Mitch J. Langer, and corrupted members of his administration that sit on the city council. Look, I'm not saying that we don't have members on the present city council who are not corrupted. We do, because we know that for a fact. So this is what, if it wasn't for the fact that the condition, if we had people on the New Orleans City Council, and if we have people sitting in the office, in the mayor's office, who truly believe in the rule of law, who truly believe in the Constitution, who truly love, listen to what I'm saying carefully, who truly love, honor, respect we the people, you wouldn't have a company like Civic Source here operating, robbing us, we the people. If the person that occupies, who claim is occupying the office of the tax assessor on the fourth floor right now, 1300 Parsley Street, that criminal imposter, Errol G. Williams, if he was an honorable person, if he was a person with morals, if he was a person who believed in the rule of law, if he was a person who didn't believe in cronyism, the condition wouldn't be there, and we the people would be prospering more. We are not prospering, we are not achieving, we are not excelling. We are the worst when it comes to economical prosperity because of the people who we put in public office to serve our will. Now, I'm going to be playing for you in a second And again, what are we talking about? The condition that allows corruption. The condition that allows corruption. Look, if you have a wound, if you get a wound, get a cut, if somebody cut you, or doesn't matter, accidentally or what, if you get a cut, now disclaimer, I know profession. I'm no medical, I don't have no medical what you want to call it, medical license or medical degree, whatever. Now, again, I'm speaking to you, my brothers and sisters, from a place of common sense. Look, let me tell you something. Everybody who tell you need some credentials to attain stuff in life or to achieve. No, I say that's false. The person who is telling you that is telling you that because at some point they are going to be benefiting from it, right? It is an attorney who tells you that there's a phrase that these people from the bar association use. It goes something like this. It is only a fool who represent itself. That's anybody from the bar association will tell you that phrase. That it is these so-called judges and these attorneys, they will say to you, look, it's only a fool who represent himself. Meaning, if you have an issue, you supposed to come and get one of us. You need to come to this private organization, the bar association, and get one of us because we are so smart that we can speak on your behalf. You ain't qualified, knowledgeable, have enough sense to speak on your behalf. Okay? So if you don't come to us, you're a fool. You're a dummy, you're a buffoon if you don't come to us. So we can go in there and no, look, this is what I'm saying. So you had an incident which this attorney and the members of the bar don't know about, right? And you're gonna have to relay your circumstances to this guy over here. So that this guy over here can go and tell this other guy over here, judge, me call him Eva herself a judge. So why is it? Now let me tell you something. The only reason why they established that phrase or that paramount, which is what they keep on replicating over years and generation, and people utilize that, keep on utilizing that, is because I can guarantee you, if you should check the history, or the first person who used that phrase or terminology, it's a goddamn attorney. Why? Because he want to make certain that he continuously to get business. That's what it's all about. Capitalism. It's all about, look, the root cause is capitalism. They want to secure a revenue stream for themselves. So they look, go there and spread it. Let's spread it amongst ourselves. Let's spread it out there to the general population. It's only a fool that represents himself. So you're gonna say, no, look, and that is the reason why, and that's what I tell people. What these guys have over you is just procedures. They go to these institutions and they learn procedures. Now, you out here wouldn't know the procedure. So because you don't know procedure, that means you cannot read the written word. I'm just giving you an example, my family. I'm giving you an example. Here it is. I'm gonna let this professional over here, this journalist, I'm no journalist. What I utilize or what we utilize here is common sense, what God give us. And what we are saying, this is our argument for all of you who don't get it and will not get it. Because it doesn't matter how simple we make our argument, you're still gonna have a few who still don't get it because they don't want goddamn get it. What we are saying to you, when our God created us, He created us wanting of nothing. When our God created us, He gave us wisdom, understanding. We wanted nothing. We was lacking of nothing. So whatever you can do over here, we can do it too. But we understand the concept, my brothers and sisters, that they had us to go out there and create a system. They had us to go out there and create this system by which they can control the system. And in controlling the system, they will control the masses. That's what it's all about. It's about control. It's about control. So they create the system. We're going to go to somebody over here, a professional journalist, and like us, we're professional. We just utilize what God give us. And when we say it, it doesn't carry much weight as when these professionals over here say. But this is what we do. This is what we try to do. When we make certain argument, we try to coincide, or we try to tie, we try to show that neighbor string connection with one of these so-called professionals. So maybe you might sitting there listening to us, our viewers, and say, man, look, this goddamn boy Anthony full of shit. He needs to take his meds, right? But and you will say that, and some do. But when we turn it, when it comes from the professional mouth, look, you know the beauty about it. Some people, oh, but you see, but he didn't actually. Oh, you goddamn dummy. The condition here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, my brothers and sisters, is ripe, is prime for corruption. As I was giving you the example, if you have a wound, if you have a cut, what we call it, abrasion on your arm or whatever, and you use alcohol, if you keep on using alcohol or antibiotic or something, and you keep that wound clean, you constantly keep that wound clean. You dress it, you keep it clean. There is no way that wound will gather an infection. It can, because the condition is not there for it to get infested, right? The condition ain't there. You keep it clean. You put on your bandage. You change your bandage regularly. You do what you're supposed to do, so it won't be infested. You won't lose that limb, that arm, whatever it is. Now, on the other hand, that same wound, if you keep that same wound and you don't attend to it, you don't dress it, you don't clean it, what's going to happen? Now the condition changes. So here you have a condition now when, because it's not being cleaned, not being attended to, the wound become infested, right? Now to the point where it even go inside your bloodstream, to the point where depends on where the wound is, you're gonna have to be amputated, or you see what I'm saying? It could cause serious injury or death or something, because the condition is ripe for that circumstances, or for that to happen. And that's exactly what we are saying here. We're gonna, in a few, after we play the script, we're gonna show you what we're talking about. How much of you saw this criminal? And again, family and friends, and for those of you listening to us for the first time and don't know, the name of the show is The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. And if you hear if you hear I say or may mention or call anybody on this program a criminal or a criminal imposter or whatever adjective I use to describe them, and you think to yourself that I am I'm rude, I'm disrespectful, way off the reservation or whatever it is you think, please feel free to call us 504-303-8922. Please feel free to have a dialogue with us either on the Facebook or the YouTube, or via the email, which our email address is theproventruth@outlook.com. Or, you know what I mean? I would prefer you do it um, so that the public could see and hear. But you can, whatever way you need to correspond with us, please do. Now, what we are saying here is anything that we are saying, well, first and foremost, every single elected official that's in public office are our employees. They work for us. We are the bosses. We did not put them in public office to fail. That's the first thing. So once you understand that, and at the time when we put them in public office, we have the uttermost respect for them. We had the uttermost respect for them at the time when we put them in public office. Why? Because they came to us, show us the resume, tell us what they can do, and then we put them to office. They sign the contract with us. They tell us, okay, in signing the contract, we will follow the laws and obey all the rules, and we will work on your behalf. We have the uttermost respect. So we didn't put them into public office for them to fail, or for us at some point to come and start to drag their name to the mud or call them outside the name. So understand that premise. Second, what we are saying, when we at this point in time associate them or call them out for what they actually are, we can prove it. We can prove it, factually prove it. So when we call like Errol G. Williams a criminal imposter, that's what he is. Take that shit to the bank. When we say Errol G. Williams, that person who have been collecting a salary from we the people for the past 33 years is a criminal. Yes, criminal imposter, we know what we're talking about. We can prove to anybody. Law enforcement, the priest, whoever wants to see, we can prove to them. When we say that Mitch J. Lange is a criminal, we can prove it. When we tell you that any member, any member who is serving in public office, once we call them outside of the name, or once we call them, look, it doesn't matter to us if you're offended or you don't like it. As much as this glasses in my hand is a glasses, when we call somebody a criminal, they're a criminal. Now, let's go to this expert right here, and you will see. Well, let me play the clip, and then once I play the clip, we can talk about it a little bit.
Maybe worse than ever. Here's our new investigation. According to the convention center,
this stuff is just wrong.
2017 was a successful year.
It's not conceivable that we're talking about a clerical error here.
The record shows 711,000 out-of-state attendees visited the convention center, the most since 2003.
It makes no sense.
But the story behind the numbers paints quite a different picture.
I think some folks who are putting this data and this story together are not doing their jobs, not honestly doing their jobs.
In 2017, the convention center says 155,000 people partied with a purpose over July 4th. That's how many people they claim attended Essence Festival events at the center. But look at the number of out-of-state attendees. The same, 155,000.
According to them, not one local attended Essence Festival.
Exactly.
Not one New Orleanian attended Essence Festival, according to The Montreal Convention Center.
That's in the numbers they gave you.
Historically, the Essence out-of-state numbers vary widely. In 2013, the convention center reported 125,000 out-of-state attendees. The next 3 years, it dropped significantly, but then increased by 115,000 from 2016 to 17.
That means that they're totally misrepresenting to the public the kind of business they're doing. If they were a retail firm and they were inflating their sales by 25%, folks would scream.
A quick search on Facebook shows New Orleanian after New Orleanian attended the 2017 NOLA Christmas Fest. The convention center reported attendance just under 47,000, but look at the out-of-state attendees, same number, 46,553. They claim everyone at the NOLA Christmas Fest came from outside the metro area.
And that's wrong. We know that's wrong.
Because according to the convention center, none of the 46,000 out-of-state attendees booked a hotel room.
How do you have 46,000 out-of-state attendees in 0 room nights?
It makes no sense. I mean, it's implausible.
The discrepancies go on and on. 22,000 attendees at Comic-Con, all 22,000 from outside the metro area. The same for the Rock and Roll Marathon.
Lots of folks who participate in the marathon, the vast majority of them, those are local folks.
The convention center told us they track attendance for events held at our facility in several ways: by registered attendees, by room nights, and by paid attendance at public shows that are ticketed. By phone, a convention center official told us out-of-state attendance numbers typically come from the conference group. That means the 46,000 out-of-state attendees reported for Christmas Fest came from the convention center. They organized the event and ticket sales.
It's bad. I mean, it's bad.
Haywood Sanders has criticized the convention industry for 25 years. He wrote a book, Convention Center Follies.
It's very clear that the Montreal Authority folks are representing out-of-state attendees that simply aren't.
Sanders says all of this matters. The convention center circulates a yearly economic impact study to help show lawmakers and business leaders they're an economic engine. If these numbers are inflated, so is the center's impact.
Every last one of those 46,553 Christmas Fest attendees gets pumped into that UNO economic impact study that assumes that every one of them is staying overnight in a hotel room and spending money in local hotels and restaurants, which means the estimates, and their estimates in that economic impact study every year, they're way off, way off. They're essentially worthless.
In 2017, the center collected $62 million in tax revenue. It has a cash reserve of $211 million. They want to use some of that money to help subsidize a new hotel. Haywood Sanders says until the convention center can accurately give taxpayers basic attendance figures, political leaders should push them to pause this project.
Where are the numbers coming from that justify the hotel? If these numbers are thoroughly fudged and substantially unreliable, how can we trust the promises that surround this proposed 1,200 room hotel?
Because if every visitor at many of these events, including the New Orleans Home and Remodeling Show and the Greater New Orleans International Auto Show, weren't all from out of state, as the convention center claims, their actual out-of-state attendance may mirror the numbers we saw in the late 1980s.
These folks are not behaving as good, thoughtful stewards of those public dollars. You know, they're claiming performance that doesn't add up.
The convention center has a new general manager, Michael Sawaya. He started in Fed.
My brothers and sisters, are you now catching on? Are you guys now catching on what I'm saying? here it is. We have the convention center. And look, family, it's a lot. It's not only one company or two company or three different organizations. We have businesses, we have organizations coming here to the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, using this territory as an incubator, right, to propel their company and their products, knowing that they could have never ever went to certain other territories and get that same open arm welcome. They know this, but they actually, again, because the condition here is ripe for that type of behavior, for cronyism, for corruption, they come here and they continue to come. And they can when they come here and they establish root, and the root continue to spread to the point where the people who we put into office to attend to our affairs on that level cannot speak or say nothing to these companies or these entities out there, because they at that point their hands are dirty. The hands are dirty. They take money. Look, once you take somebody money, you have to give it up. Once you take somebody money, you have to give it up. Yeah. You know, somebody taking you out. Let me tell you something. Let me stay on point, man. Let me stay on. Look, no. Let me talk to you for a minute. Once you constantly take people money or take favors from an individual or a group, at some point you have to give something up, you know. At some point you have to give something up. So if you don't want to give something up and somebody approach you, all you have to say, look, is no. No. If you are greedy, or what we tend to call ready eye, because you see somebody with something and you think that, oh, you this person have millions of dollars, or you this person have access to movie ticket, or have beautiful cars, or access to influential people, and you think that that person can do something for you, right? So here it is, the person come to you and say, you know, look, whatever, you're gonna say, yeah. At some point, because you want what that person, because you're ready, you're greedy, you're covetous. You want what that person want, or what that person have. Look, that person gonna give it to you, believe me. That person gonna give it to you. Because why? That person smart too. And that person know, look, once you take what I have, you must give me what I want. And at that point, we are in bed, believe it. Whether or not you acknowledge it or not. But at that point, we are in bed. Because if you come to me and you say, let me tell you, hey, family, let me share something with you, man. Let me share something with you. I'm a young guy, I still consider myself, But when I was much younger, years ago, look, you're my family, I can talk to you guys. Come on. Years ago, right? When I was in my prime. Right? I used to go there. I used to meet them girls. Yeah, And I used to invite them girls over to the crib. You see me? When them girls come over to the crib, to the house, to the casa, I used to cook for them. You know what I mean? I used to cook, feed them. And I might into a movie after or something. Look, yeah, look, call it what you want, call it. But I was doing that for a specific intent and purpose. See, I never always want to cook or care nobody go to movie. Look, look, no, but no. So hold on there. You think when a guy meet a girl, check this out, man. Feel like you, I don't know what to call it. When a guy meet a girl, and him say, "Hey, baby, beautiful, woo, 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 woo," and him, what do you think in the back of his mind he's expecting or he's looking for? Yeah, man. As a man, as a female, as an alpha male, you looking to get some compassion, some loving, some good time from that female. Look, that's just the truth. That's just the reality of things. That's just factual. You know what I'm talking about? Again, I'm breaking it down in a point where you guys can understand where I'm coming from. All right? Now, let's use that same scenario with these politicians here. When a group or an organization come here to the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, and they want something, or they want to participate in something, right off the bat, they know the group of people or the person who they need to talk to. They know that. Right? And then what they do then is to make themselves available. Is to make themselves available so that the person or the target will see them and try to or enter into a dialogue with them. So they make themselves available to the target. Right? At some point, they're going to be all be sitting at the table, face to face, and then they're going to be a presentation or an offer, and at some point they're going to be an acceptance, right? So let's say when Civic Source came to New Orleans. No, again, this is what I talk about. They came here and they established roots, and now they are promoting it all over the country, and to the point where it is now being referred to as a New Orleans-based company. Civic Source is. We could be talking about the conventional center or anything else. But that's what they do. They come here where it is prime, where it is ripe, where the condition is prime, is ripe for corruption. That's the reason why I tell you, family, beware, be mindful of these politicians who, before they enter politics, could not wipe their ass, could not put two pennies together. And all of a sudden, out of the blues, they have expensive car driving up and down. They have the biggest house. Their bank account is in the millions. You must be mindful of these people. How is it when we allocate their salary to be a specific dollar amount? They're gonna know come. Look, this is what I'm saying. It's no different. Politicians ain't special. When you go there and you work for a company, and a company is paying you $10 a week, right? At the end of the goddamn year, you're gonna only have $120. You ain't gonna have $500. And if you have $500, that simply means you are subsidizing your salary or you pay somewhere else. No, we the people can do that. We the people can subsidize our pay. We can do that. We can do that. You know what I'm saying? But the scenario is when you are getting a specific dollar amount at certain time frame, certain period in time, based on that dollar amount, right? If you should accumulate everything, you're supposed to have a certain dollar amount, right? Or if you should accumulate all your assets and your expenditure, it's supposed to only come to $120. So maybe you find yourself with $40 inside the bank account, right? And the other $60 you can show how much it is. You can show expenditure, what you do with that, right? But as politicians, as elected officials, they cannot serve two masters. Elected officials cannot serve two masters. If they want to serve two masters, they need to submit to us their resignation. Follow me. If elected officials, repeat after me, if elected officials want to serve two masters, they should submit their resignation. Good job. You follow me? Follow me. How is it when we put them, or when they sign the contract with us, and we allow them to work on our behalf, and we establish in the contract their salary, and at the end of their term, as outlined in the contract, their financial asset gonna be 100 times full. How the hell did that happen? How did that happen? That's all like a miracle to me. No, that's a beautiful miracle, but god damn, share it with us. Tell us how you're doing. Tell us how you're doing. It's not hard to find out, my brothers and sisters. Here we have the professionals just told us a while ago. The conventional center. These people are doctoring documents. Doctoring documents. But listen to me carefully now. It's the Morel Conventional Center. It has an element or a component of elected official or politics involved with it. You see what I'm talking about? We have taxpayers' money directly tied up in the conventional center. And what are they doing? They are misreporting, they are lying, they are falsifying documents, public documents, stating that, look, here we have big Essence Fest. We're just about every goddamn female in New Orleans who I know are listed when it come on to Essence Fest, go out there and spend the last dollar to get the ear done and buy some dress so they can show their ass going to Essence Fest because they want to meet celebrities and stuff. Right? And here it is, the conventional center. They said, no, that's not the case. Nobody from New Orleans don't attend the Essence Fest. No. Everybody that came here came from outer state. It's the same thing that criminal imposter Errol G. Williams is doing, doctoring document. The condition, my brothers and sisters, is right here. If you want to start a criminal enterprise, look, I'm not inviting anybody here. No, but for real, if you want to start a criminal enterprise, based on what we know now, and based on the information that's out there, based on our knowledge, based on the fact that the territory of New Orleans is number one when it comes on to cronyism, when it comes on to corrupted politicians. I look, you know one of the things that kill me about them people? They don't seem to have nothing named shame. You know, shame, it's an emotion that we human beings have when we are called out, or when we get caught, or when we get caught doing something wrong, or immoral, or telling a lie, or when we get caught in a what do you call it, in a compromising position. Shame, you know, you feel belittled, you feel shame, you feel dirty, you feel like you want to hide. Do you notice that these goddamn politicians, these elected officials, don't have that human emotion? You recognize that? Look, I was watching this clown, man, this criminal, Mitch J. Langer, on fake news media, fake news CNN, speaking about President Donald Trump. And I'm saying to myself, oh my God, look at this. Here is this criminal. Now, we all know what time of day it is. We know that. He's looking to run for office in 2020. He announced it. He's looking to go there and 2020 become a candidate for the Democratic Party, running for the presidency. We know that. But here's a guy who we know, look, I know for a fact, don't believe in the rule of law or the Constitution. Don't believe in the rule of law or the Constitution. I know for a fact, like many others do, that he's a self-serving, self-righteous bastard. We know that. He's trying to elevate himself into public office, riding on the backs and the sweat equity of people, grassroots people, community members of New Orleans, Louisiana. He's elevating himself. He's going around the territory, writing his books and telling people, oh, he recognized that white supremacy was wrong, or that we still have remnants of white supremacy here in statues all over the New Orleans. And one day he just got up, wake up, and it's like an epiphany. It's like the stars just, or the stars just rise, and he recognized that, look, I had us to do something about all of these elements, these statue of white supremacy, and I just take them down. That's why he's walking or going around telling the people of America, and this look, they're sucking it up like, oh goddamn great suck up gravy. I tell you that. You see, he's taking praise. He's elevating himself for an issue that he did not initiate it. You see? Not only that, that's the least of that's the least of the issue, right? Let me read an article to you guys. Because again, when Anthony Brown said, "Who am I?" Beenie Man said, "Who am I? The girls them sugar." Okay. No, I ain't the girls them sugar. I could be, maybe I should be. I don't know. Let me read an article to you guys, man, and show you what we're talking about. Mitch Landrieu exposed secret property, white supremacy, and a staff affair. Presidential candidate Mitch Landrieu may want to take a long look. You see, look, let me tell you something. To all of those are you who and the Mitch Landrieu bandwagon. Let me, hey, people, family, friends, enemies, listen to me carefully, man. Listen to me carefully. When you talk about elected of you liking elected officials, and for those of you who have been seen doing certain posts, oh, I didn't know that this particular guy was so nice and approachable. What the hell? That's how you grade an elected official? Because he seemed to you nice at the time and approachable? Look, I can be nice and approachable too. I can be. Ask my friends and my family and people who don't. They're going to tell you, no, Anthony's something wrong with his ass. Not nice about Anthony, but they're going to, at least one day out of the week, I'm nice and approachable. Anybody can be nice and approachable for one day or for a couple hours. We didn't put them into public office to be nice and approachable. We put them into public office to do our will, to follow the law. That's why we put them into public office, sir. Here we got Guardian Mitch Landrieu. Right? No, look, this is the guy who have his name out there for 2020. This is the guy who's on CNN talking about President Donald Trump. This is the guy who out there taking praises for things that he didn't initiate. This is the guy going around all over America telling people that, look, I am the person who's going to be champion in the cause of the Democratic Party come 2020. This is, look, here we have this, man. Let me read the article for you. Let me read this article so I can come to you from the perspective of this article. So maybe you guys won't think that I'm just way off the reservation. Presidential candidate Mitch Landrieu may want to take a long look, not a short look, a long look in the mirror of honesty. No, look, I'm the conduit. So this is not me. In the mirror of honesty, if he wants to step on the national stage, Mitch keeps the public in the dark. This is the professional saying. Mitch keeps the public in the dark and removing their monuments because that is modus operandi. He has a closet full of skeletons. Now, look, for those of you who think Mitch Landrieu is a nice guy and you guys like him, and because he's going around here and telling lies, and because some of you here in New Orleans used to work for him, because some of you know his family, because some of you think that maybe one day he may be out there in the presidential campaign, and maybe one day he may be president, and you want to be friends. Stop it. Stop it. Here's a guy who cheated on his goddamn wife. His wife kicked his ass out. Take advantage of a black sister. Well, man, look, I'm gonna say take advantage of her. Maybe she wanted us to give it up too. Maybe she wanted us to give it up. The New Orleans media has given Mitch a long leash. You hear that? A lot of the information, a lot of the information about a lot of elected officials here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. The reason why the average person don't know a lot more is because of the misogynistic approach of the local media. It's because of the soft hands of the local media. And in some case, it's because of the brutal bullyism from these elected officials too, which you're gonna see in a minute. Mitch was one of those guys who the media was, look, all of them afraid of Mitch. All of them was afraid of Mitch. The mainstream local media was afraid of him. All of them was afraid of him. I think they still do today too. All of them was afraid of him. I want to go to the juicy part, man. I want to go to the juicy part. I want to show you what we're dealing with. When we talk about the condition is prime, the condition is prime, the condition is right for corruption here. Here's a guy, Mitch Landry, looking to run for public office. The New Orleans media has given Mitch a long leash, forgotten about the balcony tax, your second property tax bill, the sinkhole, increased parking penalties, the traffic cameras money grab, the proposed curfew for Bourbon Street, the NOPD consent decree, the crime, the blazing violence, the murders, Mitch has baggage most people are unaware of. See, now look, everything I just talk about, I'm going to give you my pass on. This is what I'm interested in. Secret properties. You're going to see the dynasty, not only of Mitch, criminal J. Landry, but the whole goddamn Landry family. That's what I'm talking about. And you're going to look, family, if you guys ever know the strong arm of the Landrys, that dynasty here, if you ever know how they look, these people ain't stupid enough. These people ain't stupid. Mitch and his family ain't stupid. Right? They ain't stupid. But I'm going to read to you a direct quote from Madeline, his sister. And you're going to hear how stupid they sound in this article. Right? But the key point is to know that here are people, right, who occupies seat or position of authority, who's supposed to know the law. His sister was once a judge on the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeal, and now she is the dean of the law school. His brother is still Maurice Landry, is still the attorney, assistant attorney, U.S. attorney there, right? The one who was basically the gatekeeper for any complaint that was sent to the U.S. attorney. He was the gatekeeper, the one who would block all any complaint and throw it in file 13. But let's go to the let's go to the professionals. And you're the professionals are saying for a second. Secret property. Well hidden white supremacy. Now, for those of you who think Mitch Landry is a Caucasian, is an authentic Caucasian, is white, straight-blooded, dirty South white person. Mitch Landry, just like Obama, have racial secrets or racial issue which they ponder upon on a day-to-day basis. But they utilize that racial basis or ethnicity to promulgate or to promote their own self-worth or their own aspiration to public office. Man, people in New Orleans, Louisiana, you need to be more knowledgeable. Listen to this. Property is an interesting topic, especially property owned by Mitch Landry. Let me start again. Property is an interesting topic, especially property owned by Mitch and his family that he tries to hide. The word is hide, Hide, from the public, we the people. You talk about guardian property tax. You talk about the reason why they are issuing so much what you call it traffic violation, because they're getting the money. That money going directly into Mitch property, into Mitch Landry family bank account. And for those of you stupid ass people, well, I'm sorry, let me take that back. I will never refer to the electorate as stupid ass. But for those, I would say, ignorant or misinformed people who think, who will say that, look, why are you talking about Mitch? Because Mitch is no longer in public office as we know it. I would refer you back to the title of this show. I would refer you back to the topic of today's presentation, right? We are talking about not only about people that is presently in office today, July 19, 2018, but people who have been through these doors, walked through these doors, calling themselves governors, mayors, council members, state reps, sheriffs, assessors, whatever they want, judges, whatever they want, clerk of courts, whatever they want to call themselves. We are saying to you, our family, that the condition for corruption is ripe here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, and have been like that now for years, for decades. It's been like that, okay, if not centuries. Been like that. We are now celebrating our tricentennial, 300 years in existence. This landmass, the city of New Orleans. The first constitution of this territory was in 1812. The first constitution, 1812. Let me make sure I'm not lying to my brothers and sisters. The first constitution was in 1812. Look, I ain't lying to you. Why would I lie to you? If you don't believe me, search yourself. Decades back, the Landry family made a property investment in parking lots. One clump of lots on O'Keefe Avenue and one on Gerard Street. The origin is unknown. Can you believe that? So here it is, you purchase property. Here it is, you purchase property. Or you purchase anything at all. And you don't know how you come about getting it, but you own it. Let's move along. Shelley Landry said she could not remember whether in 1994 her father, former mayor Moon Landry, purchased this property, or if she and her 8 siblings paid for them. No, what? I wish I could do that shit. I wish I could do that. I wish I could go out there, get some properties, get some buildings, get some automobile, get some whatever it is, and say, look, you know something? I own these, but I really can't tell you, I really don't remember if my offspring or if my parents had purchased them or if I personally I do that. Ain't this some white privilege? Ain't this some political privilege? This is what you call white privilege. This is what you call political privilege. Here it is that Shelley, Mitch Landry's sister, when I said, listen carefully now, my brothers and sisters, listen to what she said. She cannot remember whether her father, the former mayor, Mitch Landry daddy, purchased the properties, right? Or so she can't remember if she, Mitch Landry, Maurice Landry, the 8 siblings, they can't remember if they purchased it neither. But they own it, they claim into it, right? Talk about elite people problem. That's a quotation from the art. You see what I'm talking about? So that's their problem. Our problem would be, damn, we ain't got the money to purchase this. Or we need to look, when Errol G. Williams, that criminal imposter, come to we the people, or come to people of New Orleans, right? And telling people of New Orleans that they cannot present deed. Or when people go to them and say, look, this property been in our family now for generation, right? And we cannot put our hands readily or right now on the deed or the title, right? Or the patent for this piece of property. Errol G. Williams, that criminal imposter and his crony friends, tell people that if they cannot prove or show that they are the owner, they're the goddamn owner. Now, here it is. We have the Landros, this dynasty, who claim to own property. Not only that, but to the point where they form a group or they have a LLC, right? And all of this property is under that LLC. And nobody, the name of the LLC is Nine Land, NILENINELAND, right? Which lists Mitch Landry as an officer of the company and the Secretary of State website. So here it is. They can prove that they paid for this property, these properties, right? Yet still, they are reaping the benefit from this property. That's not where the tire meets the road. Let's go down some more. The New Orleans media has only mentioned the Landry's lot once. Okay. Let's go some further. Let's go some more. The mayor and his aide told the Lens that the issue wasn't worth writing about. Let's go back up one. The Landry's parking lot and O'Keefe's was classified for tax exemption, and Bridges inquired about it being a conflict of interest. At the time, Mitch's sister, Mary, was a U.S. Senator, and his sister, Madeline, served as a judge. Didn't I just say this a while ago? These are some excerpts from the Lens pieces. So, we're talking about this dynasty. We have members of the Landry family who was one serving as United States senators. We have members of the Lineage family who right now still practice law. Members that sit over there in the U.S. Attorney's office. A matter of fact, I was in City Hall today. I saw one of his brothers. We have members who, look, they are influential people here in the territory, right? They're supposed to be paying tax, property tax on these property that they own. However, these property are tax exempt. They are not paying tax, was never paying taxes, still not paying taxes on them properties. Property to which supposed to be an Herald Criminal G. Williams Abolarum tax roll. Listen to what I'm saying carefully. Here it is. Not Anthony Brown, but the professionals, people who you call professionals, people who have the credentials, go out there, recognize one, that this dynasty family, the Landros, own properties, are claiming to own properties. One, that they cannot prove that they own or they purchase. That's the first issue in and of itself. That simply means the rightful owners of this property, of these property, are out of their property. You have people out there who rightfully own these property, who lost it because of criminals like the Landros and Herald G. Williams and other criminals. So that's the first issue. They cannot prove to nobody that they pay for this property. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, this property right here in question supposed to be an Herald G. Williams Abolarum tax roll. This is the revenue stream that we the people constitutionally authorize. This is supposed to be on the tax roll. It's not. It's tax exempt. That's the second goddamn issue. Third issue is, and this part is nothing new, they've been doing it for years. When the media houses contacted that criminal Mitch Landon. Now look, again, family, for those of you who don't know, this is a guy who looking to run for public office, to be the president of the United States. When they went and approached him, talked to him, he said, look, there's nothing, there's no deal there. Nothing to see here. Move along. Go ahead. Nothing to see here. Right? Nothing to see here. The mayor and his aide told the lens that the issue was we're talking about. Oh, I hear you, Mitch. I feel you, Mitch. You have property you didn't pay for, and you cannot prove you pay for it. You have property that's supposed to be on a tax roll, providing a revenue stream, and is tax exempt. And you are saying that it doesn't worth speaking about. But at the same time, you would go to that 96-year-old lady that live out there in New Orleans East, and you and your friend, your criminal counterpart, would go and take her piece of property, because that property, what she call her home, what not even supposed to be on the Abolarum tax roll, which you guys have on the Abolarum tax roll. And she, because she's 96, I could be talking about myself. It doesn't matter. Refuse from paying this extortion fee, or cannot pay this extortion fee. Now, you guys gonna call You had a criminal enterprise friend, civic stores, to sell these people property. And but when it come on to you, Mitch, and your family, your sisters and your brothers and your father, nothing to see here, nothing worth talking about. You can go on fake news CNN and speak about Donald Trump colluding with Putin. Why didn't you go? Hey, look, somebody called Guardian Mitch Landry and asked him why, when he was on CNN, he didn't talk about his collusion with Errol G. Williams, his collusion with his brothers and sisters, his collusion with civic stores to rob American citizens. Ask his so-called black so-called white ass, we call it mulatto ass. Why? That's what I need to talk about on CNN. Huh? Ask him when he was on CNN, why was he talking about the fact that why were he talking about his cousins that he give contract to? It worth millions of dollars to do work on Bourbon Street, right? Work which we now recognize wasn't done properly. No, they are asking for additional funds to go back and correct work that was supposed to be done properly initially. That's what this criminal is supposed to be talking about on CNN. Huh? Man, look, family, look. For those of you who have a Facebook account, go check out my Facebook page. This article is on my Facebook page. As a matter of fact, you want to talk about their own laws or their own ordinance? What have I been saying to we the people of the territory of New Orleans? Look, ordinance is drafted by the city council. Okay, they draft certain ordinance that in actuality, my family, supposed to only abide to them administratively, not to the massive, we the people. Only group of people that can write or alter laws that affect we the people is the legislative body. Either on the Congress side, the national side, or they're in Baton Rouge. Everything is by goddamn contract. Now, I'm going to show you. When you have the CEO, when you have the mayor or the ex-mayor, as they call him, violating their own law or his own law, that means it don't mean shit. It don't mean nothing. We the people have to look at it either. Here in the article, they said the big question about the lots centers on code enforcement. The Landra lots and upkeeps do not have fence/barriers required in the city code. Now look, today is the 7th, 2018. They still don't have it today neither. And this article was written when? When this article was written? Let's see. March 4th, 2017. Okay. Today is July 19, 2018. This is what the law is, or the ordinance is. Section 26-483. All parking lots shall be separated from walkways, sideways, streets, or alleys by a wall, fence, excluding chain link fences, landscaping, curb. So you cannot use chain link fence or landscaping, okay, to separate this. It must be a wall or a fence. Curbing, also, it also need curbing wheel stops or any combination thereof. Approved by the Department of Public Works, Safety and Permits, and the Central Business District Historical Landmark Commission when applicable, so as to prevent all vehicles parked thereon from protruding over publicly owned streets. How could a parking lot owned by the Landreau family remain out of code for more than 2 decades? They should be fined and it should be retroactive. Oh my God. You see this? They should be fined and it should be retro. That's what I love this article right here, man. I never saw that before. Yes, it should be retroactive. Let's see how quickly it compliant. Yes, it should be retroactive. Look, it's the same thing I've been telling you people. Errol G. Williams have been in office since 1983, right? 83, 85, whatever. Every person that lose a piece of property under this extortion scheme, under the authority of Errol G. Williams, from the very first day it claims to be in office, have a remedy. It's retroactive. Thank you for that word, Mr. Professional. Retroactive. It should be retroactive. It doesn't matter how long ago. When they steal, rob, take something from you that they had no authority to do under the color of law, you can go and sue their ass. No, I'm not going to say it's easy. Because again, when you recognize that the members of the Civil District Court, members of the judiciary, are also reaping a financial gain from all the criminal activity of Errol G. Williams, it's not going to be easy for any of these present sitting so-called judges to do or to render justice. A matter of fact, they won't allow the case to move forward. A jury would never ever see a complaint like that. Look, I'm testifying here. That criminal calling herself a judge, Etlin Sims Julian, she's a goddamn criminal. A matter of fact, it's summertime. I need to go by her house because more likely she have a swimming pool inside of it. We the people need to go and participate in our goddamn swimming pool. This is what I'm talking about, family. This is what we're talking about. We have people here in the territory of Louisiana who we know for a fact, right, is doing things they have no authority to do, or they are contributing to the state of affairs, making the condition ripe for corruption. Ripe for corruption. That's the reason why. That's the reason why. Let's go to this one clip too. Let me find this clip, man. Let's go to this one clip. Report says Louisiana was the worst run government in America. Look, there is so much reports. There is so much evidence. There is so much evidence out there that have to do with the fact that if it wasn't for these corrupted elected officials, right, that we have here. Look on the um this casino. Look at the casino, the Harrison Casino. We have elected officials, right? Who let's let me find let me find let me find another article. Let me find another article. Let's play this one clip again for your family because let's play this one clip because I'm just trying to show the fact that if we didn't have criminals occupying public office, right? The territory of Louisiana would be better.
A local ethics expert says a potential conflict of interest by a state senator could get the attention of the state Supreme Court. That's because the state senator never disclosed that possible conflict when he discussed a bill in the legislature. Here's our latest investigation.
That is not restricted in the bill.
A bill designed to standardize rules for Uber and Lyft across Louisiana sailed through the state house with 97 yay votes, only one against.
And the bill has finally passed.
But when that bill made it to the Senate,
As we continue to work through the benefits of what Uber Lyft mean to the state of Louisiana,
it died.
I'm not sure we get a different result, so I would prefer voluntarily deferring at this point.
For the second straight year, the Senate Judiciary Aid Committee didn't support the reform already approved in 45 states.
Give me an example whereby someone from some other part of the state of Louisiana would be, I guess, disenfranchised.
What many of the audience and even on the dais didn't know,
How often is it that you have individuals, I guess, from outside the city of New Orleans who come to the city of New Orleans for events like that?
one of the senators peppering Uber and Lyft with questions
So I'm trying to make sure I understand this correctly.
works for a law firm that represents the taxi cab industry and has sued Uber.
Is there an Uber or a Lyft police that would stop them from doing that right now?
Attorney Ira Middleburg has filed public records requests to the city, asking questions about transportation network companies like Uber or Lyft. The firm has sued Uber drivers in Jefferson Parish, and in federal court, the firm represents 51 taxi drivers and companies in a lawsuit against Uber. The Middleburg website lists State Senator Wesley Bishop as an attorney at the firm. So while the firm where Bishop works is suing Uber, the state senator opposed the Uber bill moving through the legislature without ever disclosing a potential conflict of interest.
Under the Louisiana Rules of Professional Conduct, a lawyer who is engaged in law reform activities typically has to disclose that one of his clients would have an interest in the outcome of the legislative process.
In an email from his spokesperson, we were told Bishop does not have a conflict of interest in this matter, adding in the 20 months that he has been a contract attorney with Middleburg Riddle Group. He has not worked on any cases from Middleburg Riddle and has never received any money from them. None. Zero. Dane Cialino says that doesn't matter.
Payment is really irrelevant when it comes to the duty to disclose clients interested in law reform activities or the duty to deal with any conflicts.
The spokesperson added Bishop does not, nor has he ever had any knowledge of the day-to-day client operations. And they also pointed out Bishop is not involved in the Uber litigation matter. This matter was not discussed with Mr. Bishop at any time. Cialino says under the professional conduct rules, that likely doesn't matter either.
But the general principle is that the conflicts of one lawyer are the conflicts of all lawyers in the firm. He has an obligation to be aware of who the clients of his firm are for conflicts purposes and to clear any possible conflicts.
This isn't the first time we've questioned the relationship between Bishop, Middleburg, and clients. Nearly 2 weeks ago, we uncovered Harris hired Middleburg as a lobbyist. At the same time, Bishop was negotiating the Harris bid.
Family, look, let's pause it right here. Let's pause it right there, family. Let's pause it right here. Look, before the professionals go on to a second company or a second aspect, let's deal with the first one. We have Wesley Bishop, state rep, right? That clown live out in New Orleans East too, you know. But, hey, there's something special about New Orleans East, you know, man. There's something special about New. It produced some political criminals, you know. Cedric Richmond, Wesley Bishop, James Gray, Dollar Bill, Jefferson. Man, look, and a lot more, you know. So here it is. Again, Wesley Bishop, a member of that private organization we call the Bar Association, right? Before he went to work for us, we the people, he was out there in the private sector working for this law firm. Couldn't put 2 pennies together. Couldn't scratch his ass, right? Couldn't make it happen for himself out there in the private sector. Came to we the people, asked us for a job, we'll give it to him. Now, recognizing the fact that he's still a member of the bar, representing we the people, and gonna be now in a position where he's gonna be altering laws, right? Or looking at laws. He know that anything that come across or that poses a conflict of interest. Now look, these guys ain't ignorant, man. Don't believe that. They ain't ignorant. And they couldn't be ignorant either. They couldn't. They know that, and again, if we the people cannot claim ignorance of the law as an excuse, they cannot do it neither. He know that anything come across is this, or any that gonna affect his company, the company that he works for, that law firm that he works for before he started to work for we the people, right? Because he's still on the Guardian payroll, or he's still listed as an attorney with that company, even though he's claiming not to be receiving any compensation. He knows. So here it is. He went and represent the Taxi Association, right? Under the law firm that he's associated with or used to work for. Now, Uber come in, which is a competitor to the Taxi Association, who is up there in Baton Rouge championing against Uber and rendering his ruling in light of his clients. Wesley Bishop. Again, family, it's prime. The condition is prime for corruption. That's what we're talking about. The condition is prime for corruption. Did Wesley Bishop say, look, I'm going to excuse myself or recuse myself from this lawmaking process or from this bill? Because recognizing that you're dealing with Uber, I represent a company, or I'm a part of a company who represent the Taxi Association. Did he say that? No, he didn't. Now, the beauty about it, as the professionals outline, are about to outline, let's let the professionals finish the report, and we'll come back to this review.
The state. After our reporting, Bishop voted against the Harris bill. Cialino says any potential conflict of interest would be investigated by the Supreme Court, which put these rules in place for a reason.
Well, it's important so that when law reform activities are taking place and a lawyer is speaking for or against proposed legislation, there's transparency, that everyone understands that the lawyer may be suggesting a change in the law because it might help or hurt one of his own clients.
Cialino says, Bishop.
So you catch that? So what we are saying is not a fluke. It's not just a random thing. There's a conflict of interest with the casino deal as well. Why? Because his company, the company that is associated with, you see, family, friends. Until we deal with the root cause, until we address the root cause of the problem, until we speak about the what they call the great elephant in the room, we will continue to have this problem or this issue until we weed out these corrupted politicians, until we call them out for what they are. The territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, will remain the #1 territory in the union with the most, with the ranking of the most politically corrupted territory. And we can change that. We can change that. We have people like Paula Brown, who's coming up for re-election. Louisiana 4th Circuit Court of Appeal. We can kick her ass off of the bench, send her back into private sector. We have Cedric Richmond coming up election. Well, the truth about it, Cedric was a member of the bar. He cannot practice law no more neither. So he's going to have to take up a different profession. But we can kick him off. He is the godfather for the political machine. Brothers and sisters, look, the time again is upon us. The time again is once upon us. We invite you to tune in, participate, join us here Saturday, same time, same place, if life spare. This is the brother Anthony Brown saying, until such time, much love.